This sign says Camino. A part of Vero, which is the town we just exited, and it does in fact head into Meco, so that's the direction. This Camino de Meco is heavily used by the farmers, so it's not in very good shape as far as bicycles are concerned. It has little ledges at the edges that are kind of steep. And could potentially cause a pedal strike. I've had it happen. However, it's also a good test for the recently adjusted front fork, which, as I mentioned, was 120 millimeters, was 100 millimeter travel, and I changed it to 120 by removing a couple spacers. That extra 20 millimeters allowed me to lower the pressure, making for a slightly more comfortable ride. I should say significantly more comfortable. RockShox Recon Silver RL fork may not be the bee's knees in the fork world. It's more or less considered a good quality entry-level fork. However, it's significantly better than off-brand forks. It's rebuildable, maintainable, and it's robust. The bucklows that I originally put on this bike, after removing the Suntour spring forks, were really light, significantly lighter than these, but they also were very flexible, and quite frankly, I'm not sure that I had a lot of confidence in them. I think you'd have a really hard time breaking a suspension fork, even a Bucklow's or an off-brand fork, which basically a Bucklow's is. They don't offer any support. They don't sell rebuild kits. And when I contacted them about maintenance, I never got a response from the company. The only information I found was on YouTube, and basically people were using Suntour parts, such as wipers, to replace the existing Bucklow's original equipment. I suppose you could do that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Suntour quality, but they didn't really fit well, and they had to get hammered in. Little pieces of them were getting cut away, and just not the way it should be. RockShox has great factory service, lots of published material, and there's tons of videos on YouTube that'll help you. The problem I had originally was determining which fork I actually had, because the Recon comes in different years, and different models have different requirements if you want to extend them from 100 to 120. Some, for example, require a new air spring. This particular fork didn't. All it required was the removal of two 10-millimeter spacers, and the air spring was plenty long. Well, I've got a couple options here. I think I'll go straight. I've done a couple stories about Meco, and how the Romans were here using these very same fields for growing wheat. Not much has changed. I think I'll put this on pause and hopefully pick it up when I get into town. Beautiful downtown Meco. These are the village houses. There are, of course, much newer structures. Some of these may look new, but they've been renovated. This is Our Lady of the Assumption. Very beautiful Baroque structure. I'll leave something in the description about it.